Going to college opened up a whole new world for me. I was learning things that made me question the beliefs drilled into me since childhood. I made new friends and felt a kind of independence I'd never experienced before. But my parents could barely handle the change. They saw my independence and the influence of college as a threat to their values. Every time I came home for the holidays, the atmosphere was tense, full of misunderstandings. I felt like I was walking on a minefield, avoiding any topics that could spark another fight. The gap between us just kept growing, and it was harder and harder to find common ground. Still, deep down, I craved their approval. But that remained an impossible dream. After finishing college, I was so excited about the chance to find a job. I told my parents about my plans to build a career and that I'd be moving out soon to follow my dreams. They weren't happy. They didn't want me going down that path. They kept insisting I should just get married and start having kids in full alignment with their beliefs. Our fights got nastier and nastier. Emotions were running high, and they begged me to reconsider. When I refused to give in, they told me to leave their house immediately. I was shocked, completely stunned, by how harsh and cruel their reaction was to something that brought me so much joy. I packed my things and moved in with my sister, where I stayed for a few months until I found my own place. That's when I made myself a promise. I'd never go back to my parents' house again. I wanted to live by my own rules and find success and happiness outside of their traditional expectations. My decision to leave and build a career really hurt my parents. In response, they completely cut me off. Since then, whenever I talk to my sister, I never asked about our parents, and she never brought them up either. And now, here's where the real story begins. I'd been dating my boyfriend for 3 years, and 3 months ago he proposed. We decided to have a simple courthouse wedding and then celebrate with a small dinner with close friends. I've never been into big, fancy weddings, and the fact that I couldn't invite my family was just another reason to keep things low-key. Everything in my life seemed to be going smoothly, until I got a call from an unknown number. I picked up, and to my shock, it was my parents. After so many years of silence, I could hardly believe it was them. Turns out, they'd heard about my wedding and wanted to congratulate me. I thanked them politely, but inside, my emotions were all over the place. They kept asking how I was doing, and I answered without much enthusiasm. Everything was fine, until they started asking what it was like being married to someone in such a high position at my company. Surprised, I asked what they meant. That's when they happily explained how thrilled they were that I'd married my boss.